So today's video is going to be a little bit different in the sense that we are going to do this a little bit more conversation style. I don't think we'll be making any edits or very many at all, but really we want to talk about something that is turned out to be quite a controversial topic, and that is surrounding open houses and whether or not they're actually effective for sellers. So we want to share our perspective, our experience, why we do promote open houses and why we encourage our sellers to do them, and talk about kind of the pros and cons and where we think things have gone astray along the way surrounding this topic.
Yeah, well, it's such a polarizing topic, and that's because there's so much conflicting information out there. Just type into Google, do open houses work, and you are going to have a laundry list of reasons why they do work and reasons why they don't. But most often we hear that the only reason to host an open house is really for the listing agent to pick up potential buyers. And in our experience, that couldn't be further from the case.
Well, I think it probably, at the end of the day, boils down to the agent that you're working with and what their mindset is when they are hosting the open house. Because I'm sure there are some agents who are looking at it that way and then who aren't converting the open house traffic to actual offers or leads for actually purchasing that specific property.
No, that's so true. But in our experience, and most recently what we've seen with our listings, is that on, I would say, most of our recent listings, at least the past 5, we have had offers on all of these properties from buyers who have come through our open houses without their agent and then have submitted offers on the property. And a couple of those have actually been accepted with their agent actually never coming through.
Yeah, so let's backtrack a little bit and understand a little bit about our market. So obviously we're working here in the Durham region, which is a suburb in a region just outside of just outside of Toronto in the GTA. Now, of all the municipalities in the GTA, the Durham region has the lowest average sale price. Now, what that means is we get a lot of buyers who are coming either from the West End or north of the city or from the city center itself, who are coming out here because of our affordability. Now,
Right.
typically...
Right. These buyers are typically represented by agents who are not local. So these are agents from wherever they are living currently. And so often, and I know it's mind-blowing to think about, but so often these agents do not want to take the time to bring their clients out to Durham, whether it's traffic, laziness, just don't have the time. So they are sending their clients through our open houses, and we're seeing it time and time and time again.
Yeah, now on top of open houses just being an asset because the buyers are able to come without their agent on their own, it also gives us as the listing agents the opportunity to actually speak to the property. And we're the ones who know it most intimately. We're also the ones who know...
aside from the sellers, obviously, but if we're doing our jobs, we have all of the background information about your house and all of the fabulous features that might not have translated on MLS. So we're able to speak to those, to the potential buyers in person, and really, if we're doing our jobs, sell your property to them, not as a tool to pick up new buyers.
Yeah, and it's not just the home itself, it's also the community. And really, when we have a buyer who's walking in the door, we're immediately qualifying. We're asking them questions about what it is they're looking for. And then we're highlighting, while we're walking through the house, some of the reasons why this might be an excellent option for them. So again, when you have the ability to speak directly to the buyer themselves, to speak to them about what's happening in the market, what's selling in the community, what great amenities are close by. I mean, as an agent, just understanding the nuance and level of knowledge you need to have about a community, I'm very confident in saying there is a very low likelihood that anyone who's coming from out of town is going to be able to speak to all of those benefits in as much detail as we are going to, which obviously just makes it so much more of a benefit to not only us and our clients, but also for the buyers at the end of the day who are coming through, because they're learning much more about the community.
That's right. They feel confident about the area that they're buying in. Like Peter mentioned, so often out-of-town agents don't know the surrounding neighborhood, so they can't sell these communities in the same way that your agent can while hosting an open house. And on top of that, people's schedules are all over the place. So if we have this 2-hour window on Saturday and Sunday where people can drop by at any time, it's just an added value and an extra tool to get more traffic through your property during the listing.
Ultimately, as a seller, to achieve the best results, you are relying to a certain degree on competition amongst buyers, especially in a market that is typically as competitive as ours is here in the Durham region. And so even if we can bring in one offer from the open house, or if we can create the appearance of your property being very in demand, that's going to go a long way in pushing buyers that extra step in bringing their best foot forward. So anything that we can do to increase traffic, to increase eyes on property, and to allow for potential of more offers coming into the table is ultimately going to result in more money in your pocket as a seller at the end of the day.
And I know it might be hard for some sellers who are private, not wanting nosy neighbors to come through their properties, but there's also something to be said about your neighbors being the best salespeople for your home. They want to see your home sell for the highest amount because that affects the value of their property. And they also, if they're your neighbors, likely love the neighborhood and know some people that they might want to bring in as their new neighbors. So they're going to be the ones who are sending out your listing to their friends and family and getting them to stop by as well. So we understand the value of privacy and not wanting your nosy neighbors through, but often those nosy neighbors are a massive asset to you as a seller.
Yeah, again, just to wrap things up, I mean, we do have firsthand experience of our open houses definitely working and providing value, if for no other reason than bringing another offer to the table, which helps us in negotiations push that winning offer up even higher. So ultimately, I would encourage you to consider an open house. Talk to your agent about what their strategy is going into the open house, how they're planning on converting that open house traffic into sales. And it really is a great window for you to even gain an understanding of your property's momentum on the market, whether or not people are interested in coming out. We get a lot of really great information from these open houses.
And we're able to get feedback in real time from buyers who are walking through. So if there's any adjustments or anything recurring, any recurring feedback that these prospective buyers are making, we're able to get ahead of it much faster than trying to track down agents for feedback about how their clients like the showing.
Yeah. But ultimately, again, we know this is a conversation. We are really curious to hear the opinions of others, whether you're an agent or whether you're a seller who's had past experience with an open house. If you're a buyer who's gone through open houses, what has been your feeling as you've been walking through these open houses? How has your interactions been with the agents who have been hosting the open houses? I think this really is an interesting conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a conversation and it is polarizing. So drop a comment, let us know, do open houses work in your opinion? And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be bringing more content very soon.